Make changes when it sucks the most. See, this is something very interesting I've noticed when it comes to self-improvement, is that a lot of people will get on some sort of workout regime, some workout plan, some diet. They'll pick up a habit or whatever, but they'll do it when it's convenient for them. And they won't ever do it, or they'll postpone even starting it they'll postpone starting it until it's easy for them to start it. For example, quitting drinking. If you wanted to quit drinking, I would quit it, and it's like December, for example. Quit it, like 1st of December and not after New Year's, right? If you want to not touch a drop of alcohol again. Because then, if you're willing to forego, the alcohol during some of the most encouraged times of the year, then you're going to be able to really make that decision real for yourself, because that's what the decision is. I think a lot of people, when it comes to embodying a new change in their life, they delude themselves when it comes to the decision that they are actually trying to make. They don't realize the depth of their decision. And they will start it when it's easy. But the thing is that, that will come around next year. Are you going to be able to do it then? And so I've just noticed when someone says they'll make a change, they won't, and then they oh, I'm only going to do it like after my birthday, or I'm only going to do it after, Christmas or after New Year's. It's never going to stick, because they're not willing to sacrifice the pain, make that sacrifice and go through the painful times to actually embody that change. If you wanted to pick up a diet, for as a lifestyle change, for as like keto, or like going raw plant-based or vegan, or whatever you want to pick up, pick it up at the worst time of the year, like during the holidays, with like Christmas, when all this food is coming around. Because if you're willing to forego, withhold yourself from these foods during even Christmas time, then that's going to be able to ensure that you're actually willing to make the serious change in your life. And another thing I want to talk about is, alongside this idea of like making change when it sucks the most, is that, let's say you want to quit drinking, throw the bottle out when it's like 3/4 full, and rather than when, waiting for it to empty. Because we can have our sunken investment in our addictions. We can have a whole bunch of alcohol stocked up. We can have a whole bunch of whatever it is for your addiction, drugs, or whether other addictions that you have like money put into it. Anyways, whatever money you've invested in it, you'll have that sunken investment fallacy going for you. And I've noticed that when it comes to really making change in your life, you'll actually see it as more valuable to quit the addiction now, and to let go of whatever money you spent already towards that addiction. Because it's more important to you that you actually stop that addiction altogether. I've noticed, for example, like when quitting video games, you'll have like a VR system, virtual reality system, you'll have all these new game consoles and all these new games and whatnot. And then just choosing to quit, when you have all these games to finish, and even like selling your consoles or giving them away, or whatever, that's making a decision there. Like, it's more important that you don't waste your time gaming and you put your time towards other things. It's more important than, using, letting your attachment to, like, how much you spent on these things, letting your attachment to that withhold you. I think that's a huge one when it comes to letting go of a lot of our addictions, because we just have so much money sunken into it. And so I always think the best times to quit things is when it's the most inconvenient, because if you really wanted to quit something for good, then you would make the decision to withhold it when it's the most tempting, when it's the most difficult to abstain from, and so whenever you're quitting is the best time, like, which is like now, because then, like, whenever if you quit at, like, the most, at a time that's inconvenient, that's just another rep. That's training yourself to be able to say no in even that situation. So hopefully that makes sense for you. Hopefully I've explained that properly. And yeah, that's about it for this one. I'd like to thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.